Hello everyone and welcome to another track guide video, and today we got Nürburgring GP, and in this one I'll be using a Porsche 911 RSR because I would say this car has a really good acceleration, top speed is kind of okay, and cornering is just amazing. You can use this car for the race, but just make sure that you don't burn the rear tires so soon. So guys, without further ado, let's get going. First of all that I have to mention is to get the most out of the last corner, just take a wider line than usual and put the power down, and you will be able to get like at least, I would say, half a tenth on the straight. But here, just before the 100, you brake. So at about 115, 120, brake in the straight line till about half of the way into the turn, then turn in and let go of the brakes as soon as you get to the apex. Otherwise the car will start understeering. So all of this is crucial because you want to get to the right side of the track until you get up to this point, and this is where I kind of tap the brakes. But you can eventually see that I'm tapping the brakes and maybe at about 15-20% tops, and just about halfway there, as I usually say, you put the power down just to take the most out of the track. So here, I mean, as soon as this gets out of my sight, I brake, but kind of brake at about 50-60%. Otherwise, if you brake more than that, the car will eventually start to understeer. First gear, but just make sure that you straighten up the car. Second gear, just a quick lift at about 50-60%, hold it, and then put the power down to get the most out of this corner. It may be tricky, you might get sideways, something like this in this one, but it's only about brake and turn. So if you try to kind of brake and then turn, it won't work. So you have to brake and turn at the same time. Third gear, once again, we are using curbs. We are actually using curbs quite a lot, and you will go through most of my videos on the channel that I'm using curbs quite a lot. So here, downshifting into first, quickly upshifting into second to get, I would say, a decent amount of rotation plus the acceleration on the way out. So it's crucial that you downshift and then quickly upshifting into a higher gear. But here, this is the one that I kind of don't know which one is the right line, but I get on the brakes in the straight line and then I turn in kind of to get close to the curb. You can take a wider line, but I think it's going to give you the similar results. Here, this is a good point where you start accelerating, but just when you start accelerating, really start accelerating all the way to 100%. If you stop at about 50, the car will start understeering and you will eventually lose a lot of time just by doing that. Here, just a little lift. You can see how little I lifted, maybe about 50-60%. I mean, if I got a better line, maybe this would be even better, but you know, it's always crucial to get through the section as quick as you possibly can. I mean, that's the point. But here, I'm looking at the right side. This is the tree, brake in the straight line, and kind of, you need to get off the brakes soon, because if you stay on the brakes, you will get a lot of understeer. So as soon as you can, it's the best. Here, as soon as I get onto the left side of the track and I see this marshal, I try to tap the brakes, maybe about 20-25%. I would say 25% is the best as you can possibly get. Third gear on the way out, and I only used second gear for rotation. Do not accelerate in second gear, because when you start accelerating and if you touch the curb, you might get a lot of oversteer, and that's pretty much game over. You will spin or your lap time is going to be invalidated, and that's about it. But here, 110, brake at 110. Second gear, downshifting before the curb into first and quickly upshifting into second for stability. And not only stability, you really need to carry all of that speed and you need to get the traction out of that turn. Otherwise, you will get a lot of wheel spin and it's not going to be good. Here, I'm looking at the left, and as soon as I can see those marks on the left, I try to brake at about 50%, downshift into first gear, get close to the curb, but not exactly on the curb, because the curb will like to push you to the inside, and eventually you will get a lot of oversteer, and once again, it's going to be not such a great lap. But again, I did this one in the 53.998, which was the goal. The goal was actually to get to the 53, so I did it. And guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. And if you did, you can always leave a like. You can hit the subscribe button if you really like my channel. And that's pretty much about it. So until the next time, bye. Okay, okay, okay. I know we said the last one, a 53,998. There we go. 2000s.